Skip, who wins tonight?
Tonight is the night. Either by midnight, we're going to have a series, or by midnight, we're all going to say, this is all but over. And it's possible we will reconvene here tomorrow morning and we'll just say, gee, Cleveland got a little too fat and happy, maybe after winning last year, coming back first time ever from 3-1 down. Maybe we'll say that LeBron's just starting to show a little too much age and Golden State got next. But I don't think that's going to happen. I believe that LeBron James should win this game, and I believe he will win this game tonight. Game 3, right over there in that building. The last two finals, 2015 and 2016, LeBron James was the literal driving force of two big wins in that building over the Golden State Warriors. Those games were won without Kevin Love either time in 2015 or 2016. Kevin Love is going to play tonight, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, I know Kevin Durant's now on the other team. And now the other team is already, for some reason, being hailed as the greatest team ever. And to that, I say a big baloney. I'm not buying it yet. I don't think LeBron James is buying it yet. And I'm going to remind everybody that actually Cleveland played two slightly closer games this year in Oakland in games 1 and 2 than they did a year ago in games 1 and 2 in Oakland. And I didn't hear anybody a year ago saying, gee, Cleveland's got no shot in game 3. And what happened in game 3 over there in that building last year? 120-90 happened. Cleveland by 30. Again, no Kevin Love, but LeBron James took over and Kyrie took over, and the Cavaliers imposed their will on a Golden State team that I still say is a little vulnerable psychologically, mentally, in the toughness category. I'm not convinced they're the toughest team ever, or certainly the best team ever. So I'm also not buying what LeBron and Ty Lue are trying to sell us about. We're just going to play our game. We're not a slow-down team. Baloney to that, too. You're going to have to change the pace. The last two games in Oakland, the first two this year, were played at the fastest paces of all of LeBron's playoff game career, those two games. Can't win that way against this team. Not a fair fight. So tonight, we all know this is the one thing I share with LeBron James. I'm a huge Dallas Cowboy fan, and so is LeBron. What did my Dallas Cowboys do this past year while winning 11 straight games? They controlled the clock and controlled the football, and they, quote-unquote, kept their defense off the field. I don't think this is a great Cleveland defense. It finished 22nd in the league during the regular season. So you keep the defense off the field. I want to see that LeBron that I saw 2 years ago in games 1, 2, and 3, and you've pointed out to me there was no Kyrie and no Kevin Love. But that was the greatest stretch of LeBron I have ever witnessed because he dominated the ball and the game, kept the score down. They won that game 3 2 years ago in that building, 96-91. There's a way to beat this team while making it uncomfortable. Sure, you can play more physically on defense. You could bring a little NFL, bring some Browns dog pound to this game tonight, and I want to see some of that. But I mostly want to see LeBron attack. I want to see him get in the lane the way nobody can get in the lane, get to the rim the way nobody can get to the rim, get to the free throw line, which he has not done enough in games 1 and 2, and get teammates open threes like crazy. Tonight, the threes will fall. I think we'll have a JR sighting, we'll have a Corver sighting, we'll have a Channing Frye sighting, and I believe Cleveland will make 15 threes tonight. I'm not suggesting it's going to be a 120-90 game. I think it'll stay close, but I believe Cleveland can beat Golden State in a close fourth quarter, late game kind of game. I'm going to go 102-99 home team tonight as they do defend the land.
I agree with you, Skip. I agree that the Cavs will win this game. But what LeBron and Ty Lue needs to understand, they won the series last year, not for what they did, but for what they didn't allow the Warriors to do. And that's get out and run and score 100. You held the Warriors 15 points below what they averaged in the regular season.
That's an incredible note.
Now you're giving up 7 to 8 points more than what they allowed in the regular season.
Yep.
And they were the #1 scoring team. You can't win that battle. They have too many guys that can go get their own shots. You do not have nearly enough of those guys that can go do that. Kevin Love has been phenomenal. Yes, he needs to get double-digit rebounds in every game, but he's been phenomenal. Kyrie, and if you notice, LeBron made an effort to mention that in the postgame Sunday night. We got to get Kai going earlier. I believe they will try to do that, but the only thing is that to get Kyrie going, Skip, he is a ball-dominant player. He needs the ball. He's not like a Steph Curry that can come off picks and screens. He needs the ball to do what he does, which is pat the ball, get to the rim. Now, I also agree, LeBron should drive the ball to the basket, but let me ask you a question. With all those drives that he had in Game 2, if they're not going to call fouls, he's like, I'm not going to put my body in harm's way taking all these.
Okay, I buy that, but I'm pretty sure tonight with this crowd, if this crowd is any indication of what that one's going to be, I believe the refs will be more influenced to call those fouls that LeBron deserved in Oakland. There were 3 or 4 cases where he's looking at him, and I am too.
Right.
I'm thinking, gee, that he got hammered.
Well, if he's going to get some home cooking, he's going to be at the free throw line a lot because he's going to take the ball to the basket. But here's the thing. This is how you win. Okay, if you're going to concede that Steph and KD will get their 60 points, 65 points between the two, you can't allow that third guy, which is Klay Thompson, to go off. That cannot happen because right now they're getting outscored by their big three. And you need to make this a bench series. You can't let Steph and KD go for 65, 70, and then let Klay go for 22. That can't happen. Now, he seemed to have found his stroke in Game 2, but we need JR to do something because, Skip, last year, JR was the third leading scorer on the Cavs. Right now, he's averaging 1.5 a game. That's not nearly good enough.
Yeah, and last year in this game here, he made 5 out of 10 threes in Game 3.
They've rendered Tristan Thompson useless for the simple fact Zaja only plays about 5 minutes a game. Then they go to that depth lineup a lot sooner than what we've seen in the past. So now you got KD and Draymond, and who do you put Double T on? He can't really guard those guys. So Ty Lue's going to have to find a matchup with that. I would play Channing Frye a lot more. I also would be willing to go to Derek Williams because you need a body to throw at KD instead of having LeBron expend so much energy on the defensive end trying to guard him, Skip, because I do believe, like you said, he kind of wore down. But when you got KD going up and down, up and down, up and down, and you're also trying to get into the paint and distribute the basketball, that takes a lot out of you mentally and physically. But if you do not slow this pace down, look, everybody knows I beat LeBron's drum. You're not beating the Warriors if the game gets into the 110s, the 120s.
I agree.
That's not going to happen because you do not have enough guys that can dribble, shoot, and pass like the Warriors do. So the best case scenario for you is to keep the game in the low 100s, preferably the 90, because you remember Game 7 last year in their building, it was 93-89. They haven't even been close to 100. They've been 113 and 132. If you play at that pace, you're losing.